What makes a great defender, and how can you be one? Today we're going to look at Klay Thompson and Andre Roberson to see what they do every single night to stop the world's greatest basketball players. This is what keeps them on the floor, no matter what.
Lead out to Paul into Thompson. Shot clock is down, and that is a nice defense.
Every great defender plays with great heart. They want the ball more than anybody else. They want the stop, they want the rebound, and this is a mentality that you cannot teach. They have what's called being a dog. They will do anything they can to get a stop, no matter how their technique is, no matter who you are, it does not matter. They will get a stop. They will not let anything get in the way from them stopping you. These are the guys that will sacrifice their body for the team. They will do absolutely whatever it takes for an extra possession. These are the guys that will continue to throw their bodies on the floor and do whatever it takes for a loose ball, for a rebound. They don't care about the stats. They want to win. And this is what keeps them on the floor.
It won't show up as good started, but his effort, Mark.
If they get beat off the dribble, they'll still recover. They won't give up on the play. If they ever make a mistake on the offensive end, they will never allow that one mistake to become two mistakes. If they turn it over or miss a shot, it will be the first person back on defense. Now let's look at the more technical side of defense. And lastly, we'll take a look at the IQ. The best way to stop a good player is to not let them catch the ball. If you can limit their touches, you'll limit their impact on the game. Do your work early. If they do catch the ball, jam them up. Get in their grill, make them uncomfortable. Force a tough shot, or the best thing that you can do is force the ball out of their hands. You don't want the best player to beat you. You want somebody else to try. You did everything you could, but this time, the best player on the floor has the ball. They're calm, cool, collected, and they're comfortable. You're stuck on an island playing one-on-one defense. How do you stop them? I want you to pay close attention to Andre Roberson's left hand. It's going to play a key factor in getting stops later. I'll show you here. What do you notice here, here, and here? The defensive player wants to keep a hand on the offensive hip. If the offensive player drives to the left, the defender will put their left hand on him. If they change directions and go right, the defender will put the right hand on him. You will never see the defensive player put two hands on the offensive player. There's always one hand on the hip and one hand covering the passing lanes or covering shot options. If the offensive player gets too close to the basket, take your hands off immediately. Do not allow the offensive player to jump while your hands are still attached. This will result in an automatic foul. Once that offensive player gets deep in the paint, you want to get your hands straight up. You do not want to bail them out and give them free throws. Now about that hand we talked about earlier. You're only allowed to use it as much as the refs will allow you. So if they won't let you put a hand on the offensive player, then you got to get your hands off. But never give up on the play. Make it a concerted effort to contest every single shot. Try not to jump on every pump fake, but you do want to at least get a hand up. You want to force them into shooting the toughest shots possible. Make them alter their shots or hopefully get a block. Now the last key point that we'll talk about is the most and the least important of all. You don't need it, but it will absolutely help to prepare you for your defensive assignments. And that's the scouting report. If we take a look at Karl-Anthony Towns' post-up highlights, it's fairly obvious that he loves to turn over the left shoulder and go into a right-hand hook. He does have a few other moves, but this is his bread and butter. This is what he's most comfortable with. So our job as a defender is to make him do anything but this. Now if we take LeBron for instance, and we look at his post fadeaways, it becomes painfully obvious that he loves to turn over his right shoulder and go into his fadeaways. He'd much rather do this than ever turning over his left shoulder. Defender, you can either recognize this by watching film, or you can learn and adapt mid-game. But it's very clear that he loves to turn over his right shoulder. In fact, he's only turned over his left shoulder twice, and he does not nearly look as comfortable going in that direction. So as a defender, my job now, in this position, would be to try to force him to turn over his non-comfortable shoulder, which would make the percentage of his shot be much lower. So to recap, you gotta play defense with your heart, you gotta sit in the stance, and you gotta be a dog. Nothing will stop you from stopping that offensive player, from getting that loose ball, from getting that rebound. You have to want it more than anybody else. Be aggressive, play with contact, but don't foul. Force the offensive players to do things that they're not comfortable doing and recognize their tendencies. Doing all of these things will allow you to play more minutes on the floor and be a much better defender. If this video was helpful to you in any way, don't be selfish, share it with a friend. Leave a thumbs up and make sure that you're already subscribed. I can't wait to continue to put out more amazing content for you guys to continue to learn and to help you as much as I can. And yes, my merch will be coming out very, very soon. Just a few minor tweaks and I'll have that ready for you. I can't wait to see you guys rocking the new swag.